Hello guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a long time, but I think all the preparation, all the practice is paying off. We're about to travel to Bulgaria next week for a red stag hunt. I have to say I'm very excited. It's been almost 2 years since I've been on a hunt, and I just want to run through quickly the equipment I'm gonna take with me. So this is a outfitter hunt, so I'm not gonna have so many things as I would normally have maybe if I was DIYing, for example. So I'm just gonna describe more or less the kind of system that I have, that I've created, and yeah, maybe this helps someone. Maybe it inspires you guys, with your own setup, and also gives you a rough idea of what I'm gonna take with me. So without further ado, let's get to it. Most important part, I guess, is gonna be the arrow. So I'm just gonna quickly run you through my arrow setup for this year. I've spoken about this in a different video as well, but it's a gold tip airstrike, 300 spine. I think it's cut to around 27 and a half inches. I'm running 4 Fletch tack vanes with a stainless steel insert, 60 grains from top hat, 125 grain point knock. I'm gonna use basically the Latin knocks from D-Power. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, but I haven't had any issues with these knocks. They're really good, and they switch off on and off very easily. But an arrow has to have a great broadhead, so what I'm gonna use this year, I have 2 broadheads in this case with me from Easton. Easton actually makes these broadheads, so it's the Sever. So let me just zoom in. It's the Sever 1.5 titanium and the Sever 1.75 titanium. I have both of them here. Both of them 2 different cutting diameters, but the same weight, same length of the ferrule, and same material, which is titanium. I know these broadheads, some people swear by them, some other no. I think they're really solid, to be honest. They're simple, they're very solid. Yes, they do have elastic bands, I know, and that's not for everyone, but I think they will perform really well, especially on a stag. It's not such a big animal like an elk, for example, or a moose, so I think they'll be just fine. With the punch that my bow is packing, this arrow 445 grain is going over 300 feet per second. So I think I'm around 90 foot-pounds of energy, so I think that's more than sufficient. One thing I will mention about these broadheads is that they're not very sharp, and what I'm talking about is the tip. The tip on this broadhead is not very sharp. So what I've done before the hunt, I've sharpened all my broadheads, so I'm taking 4 broadheads with me. I think that should be enough. We're just going for 1 animal, so I'll have just these 4 broadheads, 2 1.5 Severs and 2 1.75. Again, don't forget to sharpen them on a flat stone or some other fancier sharpening device you might have. Okay, but what great arrow would I have if it's not being launched by a great bow? So this is the bow I've talked so many times about, the bow I've been shooting for the past 3 years, so basically I'm used to it. It's not a bow I recommend for everyone. It's a hard bow to get used to. The RX-7 Ultra with turbo cams, these guys here, which give it the speed. It's a nice bow. It's a bit heavy. It's a 34 axle to axle bow. Maybe it's not so good for ground blinds or for maybe tree stands, but I'm gonna shoot it from the ground, from a normally spot and stock, so I'm not worried about that. To talk about the bow in terms of setup, I've changed some things in the past few months, but just to be brief, This is, let's see, the arrow rest. Vapor Trail GI8. This is the one with without micro adjustments. Works just as fine. So Vapor Trail, indestructible. I wouldn't change it for any other rest. If I would change it, I would change it for another Vapor Trail. Then sight, dialed archery arc sauce, for which I made a custom quick release here with the turning knob. There's a video on my channel about it. Then in terms of stabilizers, I have here an AE Mountain series with Hamskea, the Hamskea weights, the magnetic ones, which are really cool, by the way. Yeah, magnetic weights with a UV quick disconnect. I think it's the 8 degrees, I think. That's really nice. Then the Ghost Sticks 2.0, everyone knows about those. And the nicest thing, I think, which I'm gonna have now for the hunt, which I haven't had before, is the cash bar from Option Archery. So the cash bar from Option Archery basically doubles as my bow repair kit. You've probably seen in the videos of John Barklow or Aaron Snyder. So I'm following their example. So I have a whole load of things here. I'll just zoom in, I'm gonna show you what I'm keeping inside. So the contents of the cash bar. So it's basically an aluminum tube. I think this is the 5-inch one, yeah. So in this felt pocket I have a lot of things. A small knife, wax, bow wax, a spare rangefinder battery, D-loop rope, alright, put it back, some spare lighted Nox, I dropped it, it's a spare D-Power lighted Nox, then a broadhead wrench for the sever and some serving. A small lighter, again for the D-loop and serving. I also have at the bottom this a piece of Bowmar grip tape, which can be handy to silence maybe the rest or something if something happens. And then with a small magnet I've put here the most common Allen keys I would need. So I've got this here. These are just for the rest, for the sight. If anything moves or anything like that, I can adjust it. As a stabilizer, it's really good. It's not making any noise. It does what it's supposed to, which is balance the bow at full draw and giving me a stable sight picture. And for that I cannot fault it, and I will highly recommend it. It's a bit on the pricey side, but I think is a piece of kit that will definitely move on to my next setup, to my next bow. So Option Archery, check these guys out. Moving on, since we're at the bow chapter, my marsupial gear, bino harness with a rangefinder pouch, with the ivory holster. You guys know I like this thing, I've already reviewed it. And here I have my trusty Too Simple for 2024. It has a few dings now, but it's a really nice release. So I've got that. Then in the bino harness I've got the Sig Sauer Buckmaster 10x42, I think. Yeah, 10x42. Great budget binoculars from Sig Sauer. And inside I also have some cleaning cloths for my glasses, because I wear glasses, and for this, for the binoculars. Then rangefinder. This is the Sig Kilo 1600. This is an awesome rangefinder. I love that it has that red reticle, and yeah, it has all that bow mode and everything incorporated. The only thing is, I think they like to actually use up the battery really fast, so that's why I'm having a spare. I'm going hunting for only 3 days, but I'm having a spare. Then in the side pockets I'm gonna have here my wind indicator, and on the other side I have my bigger Allen key set. In the back pocket I have some plasters, some sterilized wet wipes, and I have my side tapes from Precision Cut Archery, and also some cut charts. I don't know how much I'm gonna use these, but I'll have them nonetheless. Spare side tapes as well, so that's good. Then in the front, so I got another glasses cleaning cloth. You can see that I need it, from Lancaster Archery, and I have a lip balm. Yeah, beeswax lip balm. Why not? And then I have waterproof matches, so survival matches, which they're never, bad to have. Other things I will have, of course, first aid kit, which is packed with a lot of goodies. This is very important for me. I think it's very important for a lot of you guys out there as well. If you go hunting, if you go hiking, for a while, somewhere where you haven't been before, going for long distances, good to have this on you. So I'm gonna have this with me. Knife, so I have the Havalon. I don't remember the model of this one. So this is just a switchblade, and it's got a scalpel here as well, but I don't think I'm gonna get that one. Normally they mount over here. I'll just leave that, to be honest, with the outfitter. Just don't wanna get too many things. I have to get this through the airline anyways. I have a really nifty light for the cap, so this is really good at night. It's got even a sensor. I don't know where I don't remember where I bought this one from. It's got a sensor. It stops, then you can go, it stops. There you go. Yeah, so not bad at all. So I'm getting this with me. It's rechargeable, so that's quite good. Yeah, if you can get your hand on something like this, it's pretty nifty. Then I'm getting my Peak Design mounting harness thingamajig. That this one will go on a strap. I'll probably have it on my bino harness or on my belt on the side, so I can get my camera with me. Hopefully we'll do a great video and you guys will see it. Now I've got two power banks that I'm getting, an Anker and this one, I don't recall the name. This is a really big one. It's got wireless recharging as well. Solar, it will recharge from solar, and also it has a light. That's great. Extra batteries for the cameras, they never hurt, and the charger. Broadheads case here. What I'm gonna get with me is my trusty Easton D-loop pliers. Let's still light here. I'm just gonna talk briefly about the clothing. So about the things that I'm gonna take with me. It's a mix of let's say Born Primitive stuff and Sitka stuff, and maybe some Under Armour stuff from over the years. What I'm gonna mention, so honorable mention for a couple of things that I haven't had with me before. A pair of Heat-Lock gloves. I don't think I'm gonna use this technically from when I'm gonna be around with the bow, but you never know. So I'll just have these with me. I haven't really had gloves with me before. Telescopic walking stick. This is really light, it will fit in the bow case, so I'm gonna take this with me. So in terms of clothing, jacket, so I'm gonna have this, the light I think light jacket from Born Primitive. I'm gonna look up the name for you. This is really nice. It's quiet, it's warm, it's thin, it's easy to shoot the bow with, and it's really easy to pack. It's got its own small bag, and you can just squeeze it in this kind of tiny water bottle size pouch, and have it even on your belt, have it around with you while you're stalking. Then trousers, pants, or trousers. I'm gonna have these Sitka pants. That's like an outer layer, mid layer. I'm gonna have this from Sitka. It's really light. So the weather conditions that we're expecting, it's not going to be that cold. It's going to be autumn weather. So yeah, should be all right. I'll have this as a mid layer on top of my base layer, and underneath that maybe even a base layer t-shirt. As a base layer, I'm gonna have this from Born Primitive. It's a merino wool mix and Cool Pass. So this is really nice, long sleeve. For those 2 days is gonna be more than enough. Then under that I have a really thin Cool Gear layer from Under Armour. So that's, you know, you can find that anywhere. These guys came on a very romantic setting. Alright guys, so while we still have light, I'm just gonna show you the boots. Yeah, these are not your Crispies or your Zamberlan or anything like this. These are a Swiss company. They're called Mammoth. They're really nice. Gore-Tex sole, leather upper, waterproof, very comfortable. I've had these babies for, I think this is my 3rd year. So I've been hunting in them before. They're really nice, really warm. Also they cool quickly. I've hunted in winter, I've hunted in summer with these. So really nice boot. Yeah, so maybe they're an option for you guys. Didn't mention the case. What I'm gonna get is my usual Legend archery trolley bow case, which is very similar to a bow truck from Easton. I prefer that because it's very inconspicuous. It doesn't draw any negative attention. For airlines, they see it differently. I'm checking that in as sports equipment, so yeah, that's where everything is gonna go. The clothes are gonna go around the boat to protect the boat, to protect the cams, and the arrows are gonna go in an arrow tube as well inside. So that was today's video. I hope you guys found this interesting. I'm really excited. We're finally able to go back hunting, and yeah, it's been a long time in the making, but yeah, I think we're gonna do great. So yeah, looking forward to Bulgaria, looking forward to witness the stag rut there, and hopefully I'll come back with some memories and maybe even a video to share with you guys. Okay, thank you very much guys for watching. Keep shooting straight. I'll see you on the next one.